Hey everybody. So if you've seen the last couple of videos and you've practiced talking to girls, then you will have already initiated conversations with them. We talked about what things to say to women to capture their attention and to stand out from other guys. Now let's get to how to maneuver the conversation in a way where you can take the girl's contact information so you can set up a date at a later point. We left off at a point where we have made assumptions about the girl we were talking to, and we've gotten her to respond, giving us information so we could continue the conversation. The general vibe we have here should be playful and not too serious. The conversation should flow nicely from topic to topic. You have to work with what the girl gives you, but you also have to be careful not to let the conversation move in the wrong direction. Certain things are boring. Politics is dry. Complaining about things is annoying. You don't like to listen to people complaining about things, and neither does anyone else. Chit chat about mundane things is what everybody else is already doing. That's not exciting. What you want to do is focus the attention on the girl. Sticking to making assumptions instead of asking questions, but still you will want to talk about personal things. What is she like? What kind of girl are you? Are you like this or are you like that? If she mentions being tired, insinuate she's probably tired from partying all night and that she's a party girl. Here again, just like in previous videos, it doesn't matter what she's like or how she responds. It just matters that she responds. The conversation is going to continue one way or another. Things that you've noticed before you started the conversation with her that you might have used as a conversation starter is something that you can still use later in the conversation. Hey, I just noticed your bag. It looks very creative. Are you an artist? You look very slim. What's your secret? No chocolate, or do you run a marathon every day? Eventually, after talking like this for a while, it might be time to ask her name and introduce yourself. I usually don't do this very early on because some interactions don't last very long, and if it's clear she's interested, I still have enough time to ask her later. It's a good idea to tell her some things about you if she hasn't asked yet. Where are you from? What are you doing? So she doesn't walk away from this feeling like she doesn't know anything about you. And after a couple of minutes of interacting with her, it's time to end the conversation because she most likely has things to do, and if you don't end the conversation, then she will. It's better for you to do it because it will create the feeling that you aren't too clingy and you have other things going on in your life. If she's the one to end the conversation, then you end on a note of, he still wants to talk to me, who knows for how long, but I have had enough. The other way around is much better. But of course, you're not just going to leave. You suggest to her meeting up some other time. Hey, I have to go now, but can I tell you a secret? She will say, what? And you can say, I think you're very pretty, and some other time I would like to go meet for drinks with you. Pull out your phone ready to type in her number. See how she reacts. Some girls will give you an enthusiastic yes, some girls will decline by mentioning they have a boyfriend, and others will be upfront and tell you they have no interest at all. If she mentions a boyfriend, he might be real. You can persist and say, I don't want to be a boyfriend. I can send you a text, and if you want to meet, we can meet. If not, no big deal. And see how she responds. If she doesn't actually have a boyfriend, getting your foot in the door by getting her contact details and sending her a message at least gives you a chance to see if she changes her mind about seeing you later. If she does have a boyfriend, she will most likely persist and you can still back off. I tend to send her the first message right then and there, so she already has my number when I send her the first real message. After I've said goodbye to her and go on my way, I usually wait about an hour before I send her the first real text from me. I might wait longer if I know she's going to do something that might make it unlikely she has the time to respond. I try to do it on the same day though, and within a couple of hours. The key to conversation via text is to also be playful and lighthearted and focus on setting up the date. I usually don't wait very long before I suggest a date. My initial message will be a callback to our initial encounter. If I called her a nickname or teased her about something, I will mention it there. If she looked like she was intensely shopping, I might text, hey, professional shopper, hope you haven't bought the whole store. If it takes her some time to reply, I will wait as well. I generally wait at least as long as she does to respond. If it takes her an hour, it'll take me at least an hour. That is so I don't look too eager. Avoid having lengthy, boring conversations via text chat, and also keep in mind that it's hard to convey tone via chat messages. Be careful with jokes. Be fun and flirty, but keep it simple. The topic should always be you and her. What you are doing and how you are, or what she's doing and the way she is. Tell her, I'm hitting the gym like a caveman, and what are you up to? If she seems responsive and enjoying the lighthearted back and forth, suggest a date. Meeting tomorrow for drinks, 7 p.m.? If she's interested, she'll either go for it or suggest a different time. Sometimes girls will completely ignore you even ask them. That means they'll respond to your texts, but they won't acknowledge that you asked them out for a date. That's a bad sign, and they're trying to get out of it without being too direct. The standard for a date should be getting drinks. You'll get to a bar where it's possible to sit next to each other and just have a couple of drinks. The date shouldn't be about making boring, unexciting conversation. A lot of guys go on dates just trying to be themselves. I think that's a way of saying they just let things happen and fall into place, which sounds like failing to plan. You have to lead on a date. Without the ability to lead, the girl will try it and probably hate it. The date is an opportunity to showcase your character in different situations, and that should, above anything else, be fun. A girl doesn't want to be bored, just like you don't want to be bored. She wants to be taken on an adventure by a fun guy. Boring conversation isn't fun. Long silences aren't either, and will make her feel like you have nothing to say, or are too afraid to say it, or you're just a boring guy. Again, you need to talk about the two most important subjects, and that's you and her. Talk about what you two want out of life. What are your hopes and dreams? What are your life philosophies? Talk about the past, the present, and the future. Tell her about things you've done and things you still want to do. Ask her about what she was like when she was younger. What was it like growing up? What kind of boyfriends did she have? Ask her what she likes about you, and tell her what you like about her. After a while of talking, after maybe 1 to 2 drinks, tell her to get ready and leave the location. Go to another location. If the first one wasn't already, then the second one should definitely be a seductive location with dimmed lighting. If you didn't sit next to her in the first location, you definitely should sit next to her in the second location. Continue talking about the same kinds of topics. Nothing boring, no politics, no chit-chat. Just you and her. Look for ways to touch her in appropriate places. Tell her to show you her hand, for example, then take her hand into your hand and check the hand for rings, and accuse her of being married to however many rings she's wearing. If she's wearing no rings at all, tell her that it's suspicious and that she's probably hiding her wedding ring to hide the fact that she's married. Pretend to be able to read a palm and tell her ludicrous things about herself. Lightly touch her on other parts of her body, like her arm, her shoulder, her thigh, to make a point while talking. It's important to start touching her as early as possible, because if you go the whole date without touching her at all, she will on some level feel that you're too afraid of doing so, and that it's not normal for you to touch women. It's too big of a deal. It's important to show that touching someone, especially someone you like and you're on a date with, isn't that big of a deal. And if she looks like she's into you, try to kiss her. Lean in, see how she reacts. If she turns her head away, it's no big deal. You can simply try again sometime later. Don't look too disappointed. It's normal for girls to do this. Just because she doesn't want to kiss you now doesn't mean she doesn't want to do it at all. It might just be too early for her. And when the time is right, you can leave the location and go to your place or hers. That doesn't even have to happen after you kissed her for the first time. You just have to have the feeling that she's interested. Simply leave the location and walk towards your place, which shouldn't be too far away from the location that you were having drinks at. If she asks where you're going, give her a reason, like you're going to watch a movie at your place or go into yours for one last drink. Some girls will come with you, others might not feel ready yet. You can always call it a night and plan to pick things up from there on your second date. At your place, it's only a matter of time until you two can take things to the bedroom. And there's so much more to dating women. Much more than I can fit into this little video. Every single aspect could have its own video. and I'll be talking about these things in upcoming videos. So subscribe and hit the bell to get notified about my upcoming videos. Share and like this video, it really helps. And check out my Patreon or send a small donation via PayPal. Links are in the description. It's very much appreciated. And check out this playlist for my previous videos to see how you can initiate a conversation with any girl you see and end up on a date with her. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.